going through some castings I have laying around, I came across this Hot Wheels Track T Custom. And the half tonneau cover reminded me of my dad's Austin Healey that he had when I was a little kid. And so I thought, well, let me do this as a custom. So I decided I'd go through the usual process, stripping it. I knew I wanted to change the wheels on it. And I definitely had to change the color. And you guys are going to give me a bad time when you see what color I ended up with. But go through the usual process, strip it, throw it in the citrus strip, and then got rid of the casting lines. Now it has a metal base, obviously the body's metal. It has a metal section that comes out that's a portion of the engine and the pipes. And the only plastic on this thing is that tonneau cover that just kind of snaps in. I didn't do anything special to the body. I basically went with bare metal and just used the Scotch-Brite pad to shine it up. I didn't polish this up or anything like that. Didn't put primer on it, but shaking the can, I had a little tiny bit of, lime ice left. So I just shot that straight onto the body. The wheels, I took off the old ones. Unfortunately, I bent the hell out of the axles, so I couldn't reuse the axles. But I ended up going with the Scuderia, whatever those wheels are called, that have the axle that you have to make. And Time Rider suggested earlier, and I also saw Bob over at Deep Chunk Garage do it, just using actual Hot Wheels axles to replace this, and then just, putting a cap on one end or doing whatever you wanted at the other end. Did not put an axle tube on these. It just slid right through, and then I ended up gluing a little cap onto the end of the axle that I chopped off. But the wheels look pretty good. Got out the Molotow pin, went over it with chrome on the front grille, and then I used the Gundam marker. And I went back and forth between the two, trying to get that front grille to look as good as possible. And naturally, I had to let the Molotow dry pretty well before I could come back. I put the Gundam down first, then went over it with Molotow, then went back to sharpen the lines a little bit with the Gundam marker. The fine point Gundam markers work really well. I was trying to figure out what else I was going to do. I decided I didn't want to do panel lines on this. I didn't want to do too much to break up the body. So here's the Molotow pin. I also use the Molotow pin for the tail lights, and then I go over those with Tamiya clear red. decided just to polish up. If I had to get rid of some casting lines, some really bad casting lines on the pipes. But I decided once I did that, I wasn't going to use the Molotow pin to make them chrome. I thought, let me just polish the heck out of these things. That's really all there is in that section. Other than a portion of the engine, like the engine itself. And some old Model Ts have a green engine. So I thought, well, heck, I'll paint this one with that Citadel Waga Flesh, I think is the name of it. It's a green color that seems pretty appropriate. So I went with that and just polished the heck out of this. I did put a clear poly coat over it as well. Maybe that was a mistake, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I also decided that the plastic tonneau cover looked pretty good the way it was. I mean, it was play-worn, but I wasn't sure I was going to be able to simulate that tonneau cover look by painting it or clear coating it or doing anything. So all I did was I hit the snaps on it with some gloss clear or gloss black to make them stand out a little. And that was pretty much it. I did paint the steering wheel. That's part of this chunk too. But I kept it pretty basic. Now it's time to just throw all the parts back together. It's got a little bit of detail on it. This was just kind of a quick, fun little build. I hope you like it as much as I do. I'm pretty happy with this little guy. So if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to my subscribers. And catch you in the next one. There's a few glamour shots coming up once I have it assembled here, and turntable shot of where we started and where it wraps up. So thanks again for watching.